Hello there, guys. Another day, another video, but mostly because we learned something crazy today in class, and it makes sense that we only recap it, right? So, what's today's video lesson goal, Mr. Morales? Well, thank you, Ax. So, students will be able to properly state the attributes of a trapezoid. So, we did that today in class, so I felt like let's recap it. Let's make sure we really solidify that. So, for the rest of this unit, everyone knows what a trapezoid is. So how are we going to do this in this video, Mr. Morales? Well, we're going to do that same activity again. We're going to play a game of Guess My Rule. I know you guys are not here to participate, so I'm just going to do step by step for you guys and really break down this activity, okay? So first, let's look at the square. And it's very important that you just always ask yourself, what do the annotations tell me? Remember, we're not guessing what the shapes are. We're not saying, oh, it looks like they're equal. It looks like it got right angles. We're going off annotations. So it's real important that we look at these annotations. So let's get the square nice and big for us, right? So what do we see? Remember, we talked about three attributes: right angles, parallel sides, and equal sides. So let's see what we notice. So first thing I notice, right angles. I know the corner represents 90-degree right angles. And I see four of those. So I know this shape has four right angles. Next, I see these arrows. I remember that an arrow means parallel sides. So I see here and here has one arrow. On the left and the right of the square has one arrow. So that lets me know there's one set of parallel sides. But then on the top and bottom, there are two arrows, letting me know that those sides are parallel. So really, this shape has two sets of parallel sides. Last but not least, the tick marks. We all know that tick marks represents equal sides. And I realize that every side of this shape has exactly two tick marks, meaning that every side is equal. So what are the attributes of this shape? Well, we just went over it. There's four right angles, four equal sides. There's one set of parallel sides on the left and right, but then there's a second set on the top and bottom. Well, I'm glad we figured out the attributes of that shape. But now let's figure out the attributes of the shape that doesn't fit my rule. But remember, we look at the annotations. So what are these annotations telling us, guys? So let's make this nice and big so we can really see. Well, I see no boxes in the corner, so that lets me know we have no right angles. I also see no arrows, so I also know we do not have any parallel sides. Now I do see tick marks, but not every single tick mark has the same amount. So I see on the bottom of the shape, they have exactly one tick mark, letting me know that those sides are equal. So there's at least one set of equal sides, but on the top of the shape, those sides have two tick marks, letting me know that there's two sets of equal sides. So for this shape, not a lot of annotations, but there are some. And they let us know there's one set of equal sides, but yet there's two sets of equal sides on this shape. So Mr. Morales, I got two shapes. I got a bunch of annotate rules. How am I supposed to guess what this rule is? Oh, I got you. Here's another shape. This one fits my rule. So, like always, whenever we see a shape, we got to really ask ourselves, what do the annotations tell you? So, like the other shapes, let's make this nice and big and figure out, what does this shape tell us? Well, just like the last shape, I don't see any right angles. I don't see any boxes in the corner, so there's no right angles. I also see no tick marks. So I also know there's no equal sides. But I do see arrows. And I remember arrows means parallel sides. So, but there's only, on the top and bottom, there's only one arrow, letting me know that there's only one set of parallel sides. So, one set of parallel sides for this shape, and that's the only annotation. We're not guessing if those sides are equal. We're not guessing anything. We only use annotations to solidify our thinking. So, let's go back to the first set of attributes we had. We had four right angles, four equal sides, one set of parallel sides, and two sets of parallel sides. We gotta cross out a bunch of those because the second shape I showed you only really had one of those four things. So if you've been following along, you probably figured it out. My rule is at least one set of parallel sides. But that's a really important rule. Know why? Because that brings us to our official definition alert. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with at least one set of parallel sides. Because remember, the first shape had two pairs of parallel sides, but the second shape had only one. So both of them had at least one set of parallel sides. So whenever, and it's really, really important you remember this, whenever you see at least one pair of parallel sides, like all these shapes here, that means it is a trapezoid. So please, 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 I know you like, Mr. Morales, I see some squares, I see some rectangles, I see some other shapes I know the names of. Why are you calling them a trapezoid? Remember, we use attributes and annotations to define our shapes from now on. And the attributes of a trapezoid is at least one set of parallel sides. And all the shapes right here, guess what? They have at least one pair of parallel sides, making it a trapezoid. So please watch this video if you found yourself confused at any point, because this is very, very key for the rest of this